Yo, what's going on guys? It is Cynnnical and welcome to the Kingdom Hearts 3 Wishlist, the series where I take your hopes, wishes and desires and feature 5 of them in a video. If you guys want to get involved in the series and possibly get featured on the next episode, be sure to list your wish in the comment section below. Also, I just want to say that I've seen a lot of people sort of listing multiple different kind of wishes. While that is really awesome, and I see that there is a lot of dedication in some of the comments with the multiple different wishes in one singular comment, I prefer it if you guys just list one wish, as that's what I try to focus on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and let's get on with it. So the first wish comes from a user called Speed Angel 20. They said since Halloween Town isn't returning, the best thing they could do to make Nightmare Before Christmas relevant in Kingdom Hearts 3 is make Jack a summon. So I have been seeing this being posted absolutely everywhere. I know that a lot of people were extremely heartbroken when the news came out from Rulyweb explaining that, of course, Halloween Town wouldn't be returning in Kingdom Hearts 3 from obviously the interview between Rulyweb and Tetsuya Nomura. He went on to explain that, you know, the Pride Lands is one of his all-time sort of personal favorites, and the fact that Halloween Town is being done, it can't really be sort of expanded as a world, it can't really be continued story-wise and stuff, and the fact that it won't be returning in Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, a lot of people were heartbroken about that. I was as well, personally. Now, we know that Disney summons are going to be returning. The traditional summons, of course, they've been in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and summons are, of course, these things that you can do to basically summon a specific Disney character, and then that Disney character will fight for you and stuff. There's sort of special abilities, attacks, and moves, and stuff like that. And of course, they are confirmed to be sort of returning in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I agree with this 129.1.2%. I really want Jack as an actual summon. Of course, he's been in a world, he's, you know, been a sort of party member, but he's never actually been a summon. So, of course, because of the fact that The Nightmare Before Christmas isn't going to be a world, like Speed Angel said, it could be sort of, you know, they could sort of implement it as a summon, like they could make Jack a summon, and I think that'd be an excellent way. Of course, you know, he could perhaps do attacks with Zero, you know, the little sort of ghost dog and stuff like that. He would do his traditional kind of dance sort of spin attack that he does when you do the limit with him and like summon ghosts forward and stuff, but otherwise, yeah, I would really like Jack as a summon. The next wish comes from Unification. He said, make the combat feel like Kingdom Hearts 2. Not in terms of the battle mechanics. I want it to feel like Kingdom Hearts 2. The speed and physics of Kingdom Hearts 2's combat was perfect. For example, Birth by Sleep's air combos felt floaty, and finishes felt kinda weak. When I hit something, I want it to feel like I'm hitting it, and Kingdom Hearts 2 delivers that perfectly. So, what Unification is trying to get at here is he's not actually talking about the combat system of KH2. Of course, the first 2 Kingdom Hearts games featured the generic combat system, which was like attack, magic, item, and whatever else is down the bottom. Of course, we know that in Kingdom Hearts 3, we're going to be receiving the same sort of layout similar to that of number 1 and 2, right? So we already know that, but that's not what Unification is trying to get at. He's talking about the overall sort of speed of the combat and the feel of the combos and stuff like that. Now, what he used, for example, that sort of differentiates from KH2 to another Kingdom Hearts game was Birth by Sleep, as that's really the closest game to KH1 and KH2 in terms of the spin-off games, right? He mentioned that the air combos felt floaty and finishes felt weak. And yes, the generic sort of combos and normal sort of, you know, hits and stuff like that, as if you were to run up to an unburst or an enemy where you would just attack them like that, they did feel sort of, you know, they felt really underwhelming and sort of weird and quite odd. And like he mentioned, the air combos felt floaty, finishes felt weak. Of course, the air combos in Birth by Sleep, like Uni mentioned, they did feel extremely weird. They felt extremely slow, and as if gravity wasn't even a actual thing, you know, it was like like, look at that example though. But yeah, I know what Uni is trying to get at here, and of course the finishes, I mean, in terms of the finisher damage, it should always be the most, you know, a powerful part of the combo, you know, in terms of Kingdom Hearts with the finishes, whether it be Explosion or Guard Break, of course those are the moves within that set of the combo that is going to deal the most damage, and in terms of Birth by Sleep, we didn't really have those abilities, so the finisher 4 combos in Birth by Sleep were extremely weak. They were just just, you know, they would pretty much deal the same amount of damage as you would deal in your first hit at the start of a combo. So in terms of Kingdom Hearts 3, I think this is going to return, especially because of the fact that the normal combat system is going to return, and I'd say that abilities, just like how we have abilities, you know, abilities in terms of equipping like Combo Plus and sort of guard break and extra sort of abilities onto your combo, I think that sort of system is going to return in KH3, just like how it was in KH1 and KH2. But yes, the overall feel of the sort of combat and gameplay in KH2 was perfect, and I think it's the definitive sort of gameplay for a Kingdom Hearts game. If I was trying to get one of my friends into a KH game for specifically the gameplay, I would probably get them to play Kingdom Hearts 2, as the gameplay is just so flawless. The speed, the overall feel of the combat and gameplay in KH2 was perfect. So I do hope that KH3's gameplay sort of feel in terms of the combat is similar to that of KH2, because it was just simply flawless. It was amazing, and I'm sure that they will probably make it similar to that of Kingdom Hearts 2, if not even better. The next wish comes from a user called L or I3A3N31. Sorry about that, it doesn't really look like a name to me, but anyway, they said, I want to see Demyx and the rest of the original Organization 13. What happened to Marluxia, Luxine, etc. So they've actually done a whole entire sort of theory video talking about specifically those sort of organization members right there returning in KH3, so I'll leave that somewhere up the top of the video annotation and stuff like that. You guys can go check that out. But otherwise, yes, I want to learn more about Demyx, Luxine, and Marluxia, specifically those Organization 13 members right there. Of course, they didn't sort of return in the computer lab room in Radiant Garden like most of the other Organization 13 members that we already know sort of quite a lot about. But I do want to learn more about these three, as well as Luxord as well, because we don't know originally where they came from, we don't know their original names or anything to do with their backstory, and I believe because of the fact that, I mean, we know a lot about sort of, you know, the backstory of most of the Organization 13 members. I believe in Kingdom Hearts 3, we're probably going to be learning more about the story of Demyx, Marluxia, Luxine, and Luxord, as so far, really, nothing has actually been said about them, where they came from, what they did previous to joining the Organization 13. I mean, in terms of those aspects, where they came from, their previous jobs and stuff like that, those aspects have already been explained for most of the Organization 13 members. For example, we'll use, I suppose we'll use Lexaeus, right? Okay, so Lexaeus, he was a royal guard for the Castle of Radiant Garden, and his hometown was Radiant Garden previous to joining the Organization 13. We know where they came from, and we know where their previous job was or what they did. So I want to learn those aspects, but in terms of, you know, these Organization 13 members here, and hopefully that is actually going to happen in KH3, because Marluxia, I want to learn more about Marluxia. Please, Square, do it. The next wish comes from Buttergod. He said, in Kingdom Hearts 3, I really hope that we don't get any flat faces, and I don't want any text cutscenes either. I would rather hear the emotion coming from the characters rather than reading it. So, in terms of the whole flat faces thing, I mean, us as Kingdom Hearts fans, dude, I mean, we have become accustomed to seeing flat faces in the cutscenes. Very static, sort of unanimated, sort of just looks like they're glued on faces within many of the different cutscenes. I mean, from time to time, when there's a close-up of a character's face, it'll look so nice and crisp and really nice and sort of animated, and it'll just look really, really good. But there'll be times where, you know, you see Sora standing there in a cutscene, and it's sort of like a shot where you can see maybe his shoulders and his torso and his head, and his face would just be like, it will look really, really strange, freaky, and weird. And I know this is something that I really, really want in Kingdom Hearts 3. I want all of the faces, no matter sort of what shot the camera's pointing at, I want all the faces to look high detail, high poly, and overall I just want them to look really, really nice, not static and glued on. And I think a huge contributor towards the fact that we have these sort of static and flat faces within different cutscenes of the Kingdom Hearts games is it's due to the technology and hardware that the Kingdom Hearts games run on. If you think about it, the most powerful console that a Kingdom Hearts game has run on is a PlayStation 2, minus that of the HD remixes, but they're just simply HD remasters. And I think, you know, in terms of the hardware, it's a major factor of having flat faces and using the resources of whatever, you know, the game is running on. But, however, due to the fact that we are now running on an Xbox One and a PlayStation 4, the hardware is that much better, meaning that there is pretty much no excuse for Square Enix to add in flat, static faces. The other thing Buttergod said is he doesn't want any sort of text cutscenes. I kind of agree with this. I want all the cutscenes to be sort of voiced and stuff like that, and, you know, so we can actually tell the emotion of the characters. Some of the actual story-driven cutscenes to do with the different Disney worlds did actually have text cutscenes, and you had to read it and stuff and go on to the next sort of speech bubble. Yeah, that was sort of disappointing sometimes. However, I do believe that those text conversations will come back, but I think they should specifically just be for talking to the characters, you know, in a set different area. You walk up to them, press triangle, and you see what they say. I think that's really the only sort of text cutscenes or text little conversations that actually should be in the game. And the last wish comes from a user called Bria Rose. She said, "I like to see more on Maleficent and her own past, like in the recent movie, which can make for an interesting plot for the Kingdom Hearts series." So I know a lot of us sort of has speculated that perhaps the lore from the recent live action film Maleficent might actually make it into Kingdom Hearts, and I know on top of that a lot of people are saying perhaps Angelina Jolie, because she acted as Maleficent in the live action film, might actually, you know, voice Maleficent. I don't know, that's another side thing, but in terms of the story aspects from the recent Maleficent film, maybe that might actually get added into Kingdom Hearts. Now, that actually might happen, and it's actually very interesting. I have mentioned that. If you guys don't know, in the start of basically Maleficent in the recent movie, she was actually good. She was a good character and stuff, and then she became corrupted through you know, everything that was happening over with the humans and stuff like that. And yeah, because of the fact that they took her wings, and she became very pissed off, and yeah, you know, yada yada yada. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. And so that actually makes as an interesting sort of a plot for perhaps Kingdom Hearts, learning more about Maleficent's past, because we know she's evil, you know, she commands Heartless and stuff, which she did. And I would actually like to learn more on Maleficent's backstory. I mean, we know that currently right now Maleficent and Pete are trying to look for the Tome of Prophecies, so there's probably going to be some aspect of Kingdom Hearts where it's actually going to focus on Maleficent, of course, as it's sort of foreseen in the recent 2.5 cutscenes within Recoded. But perhaps maybe they can involve Xehanort or some dark force within amongst Maleficent's past, introducing those plot points that was shown in the recent Maleficent movie. But yeah, I would really like to see Maleficent's past possibly be added into Kingdom Hearts 3, but we'll obviously just have to wait and see. Otherwise guys, this has been another episode of the Kingdom Hearts 3 wish list. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed the wishes that were displayed by the community. Like I mentioned at the start of the video guys, if you want to get involved in this series, all you got to do is hit up that comment box down below, type in your wish, and you might actually get featured on the next episode. Otherwise guys, hopefully you're having a great day, and until next time, I'll catch you dudes later. Peace.